what's up friends? I'm here with Noorah. We're working on adding and subtracting within 20, and I wanted to give you an example of what a student looks like when they have pretty good understanding of this concept. So, you ready, Noorah? Okay. What you got?
6.
What does it say?
Oh, 14.
See, I knew. Okay.
18.
Okay.
17. 13.
Okay. Now, let's try...
82.
82?
102.
Okay.
990.
Oh, dang.
1005.
Close.
Oh, 1105.
Okay.
14.
How'd you think about that?
It was doubling.
You just know that one? All right, let me back up a little bit. You know your doubles, right? So you know that's 7. If I were to add another, how much more would I need to get to 10?
3.
3. So if I was trying to add another 7, could you make 10? How many would you need to make the 10?
To make just 110,
Yeah.
3.
And then how many would be left over?
4.
So then 10 and 4 would be
14.
14, right? So that's another way you can think about it, right? Okay, what about, what if I just had 9 plus 6? How many would I need to make 10?
1.
And how many would be left over?
5.
And then what would that be together?
15.
Good. What about if I had, I bet you don't even need these. Okay, I'm not going to even keep those there. So what if I'm trying to do like 8 plus 7, and I wanted to use that 8 and make 10? How many would I need to make 10?
2.
And then how many would be left over?
15.
Well, 5 would be left over, and that would be 15, right? Okay, so then how do you think about that one?
I mean, I just had it, I take away 1 from the 6, because I know 5 and 5 make 10, and then I add it back in.
And one more would make it to 11? Very cool. I wonder how you think about this one.
I add one of the pieces from the 8 to the 9, and it makes 17.
Oh, because you just took one off of the 8 and you made 10 that way? Okay, okay. We're going to switch from adding to subtracting, okay? So this is a visual of what number?
10.
And then how many are left over here?
30.
So then the whole card represents what?
13.
13. Okay, so if I wanted to take away 6 from that card, how could I take away 6?
Well, you could take this away and then take these 3 away.
So I could take away the 6 in chunks. Like first take away 3, and that would get me back to what? If I just took away the first 3, like you said, that would get me back to
10.
And then take away 3 off of the 10, and that would get me to
7.
7. So you could take away 6 in chunks, right? Oh, you know how to do that. That's pretty interesting. What number is represented right here?
16.
So if I wanted to do 16 minus 9, could I subtract in chunks also? What part would you take away to get back to 10?
The 6.
And then how much more would you have to take off that 10?
3.
And then what would that leave you with?
7.
Excellent. Okay. So I wonder if you don't have the picture. Say I have 15 minus 6.
9.
Okay. So you know that. How much would I have to take off first to get back to 10?
5.
And then I would have to take off how many more?
1.
And that would get me to
9.
Okay. You're pretty good at that strategy. All right. These are going to be easy for you too. Ready?
27.
Okay.
46.
Okay.
104.
Okay.
Could I get a marker?
You don't need it. Think about it.
$77.
How'd you think about it?
I added the 1s together first, so that made 7. And then I added a 3 and a 4.
And that got you
77.
7 tens, right? Could you have done 30 and 40 is 70, and then 2 and 5 is 7, and that's 77? You could have done that too. Okay, how about this one? How could you think about that? You can talk out loud as you're thinking about it.
I know these two make 11 together.
Okay.
And so I have 1 over, so that's a 1.
Okay. So you mean you have 1 over what?
1 over 5.
When you had 11, you had 1.
No, 1 over 10.
1 over 10. Okay, so you're thinking of that 6 plus 5, kind of at like a 10 plus 1. Okay.
And then there's a 1. There's supposed to be a 1 right here, but I don't have a marker.
You don't need a marker because you already know you have 10 and 1, right? So now how can you think about those 10s?
I could think of this as a 4 and then just add them together.
Okay.
And that would make 81.
81. I wonder if you understand how I could do it. If I did like 40 and 30, that's 70, right? And then I knew 6 and 5 was 11, so I think of it as 70, and I stretch out my 11, so 70 plus 10 plus 1. Does that make sense? Would that work too? Okay. So yes, you can use a pencil and you can do your algorithm and everything, but if the numbers are just 2 digits, you don't always have to do that, do you? You can kind of keep track as long as you're pretty good with your 10s and 1s, right? All right, let's try another one. How about that one? Talk out loud what you're thinking.
I'm moving 1 to here, so that would make a 10.
10 and what?
10
And 6? Okay, so you got 10 and 6.
And then I would add the 10 to the 2. And that means this would be 3.
Mm-hmm.
So I add those 2 together.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 76.
Okay, try with the 10s first. Try thinking about it by looking at those 10s first. I know. I make you be flexible. So what do you have in 10s?
40 and a 20.
And together that's what?
60.
Okay, and you know 7 plus 9 was the same as 10 plus 6. You told me that, right? So put your 60 and your 10 and your 6 together. What would that be? 60 and 10 together? Wait. Yeah, 60 and 10 together.
70.
And then plus that
76.
76, right? Okay. We got a couple more for you. And we're not going to let you use the pencil. We're going to let you use that amazing brain of yours. Don't worry, you got it.
32.
Okay.
85.
Okay.
66.
Okay, a little bit harder. Do the same thing that you've been doing.
Yeah, but this is subtraction.
So, think about it. Subtract it using your place values, right? So, focus on your 10s and your 1s separately. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that this would make a 2.
Okay.
And then that would make a 70. So 72.
Was that so hard?
No.
No. I'll give you another easy one before I give you the challenges, okay? Try that one. What would you say that one was again?
51.
That was easy, right? Okay, I got 2 that will be a little bit more challenging, but I still think you can do it, okay? How could you think about that?
Why do you have to do this?
Because I'm evil. And I think that you're brilliant and you can figure it out. You really want that pencil, don't you? Remember how we were taking away, there's a lot of different ways you can do this one. I don't want to tell you what to do. I want you to tell me what you think you could do if you don't have a pencil. Just tell me what you're thinking.
I'm thinking to take a 10 out of this and make that 16.
Why would you take the 10 from there?
Because this number is too large.
You need more ones? So if you needed more ones, would you move the 10 from the 20 or would you shift 10 from the 90?
Shift 10 from the...
So you're going to change the way that you think about 93? Yes?
Make it
80 and...
80.
And what?
13.
And 13. So then if you thought of that 93 as 80 and 13, could you then take away 26? What would that give you?
Not 7.
Okay.
$76. Wait, no. 67.
67. Okay, now I'm about to make you so mad because watch how easy you could do this. Are you ready? Do you know 93 minus 23?
20? 93 minus what?
Minus 23.
No.
What would that be? What would that be?
33.
93 minus 23 would be what?
Would be...
You want me to write it so you can kind of look at the numbers?
Yeah.
And then give you some time to think about it?
I'd rather use a marker. But you can do math with a marker.
Okay, you try that one. I bet you could do that one pretty easy.
$70.
Okay, so then how can I use that to help me with this one? How many more would I need to take away?
3.
3 more. So if I know that 93 minus 23 is 70, take away 3 more would be... What's 3 less than 70?
67.
Yeah, you got it. What if you took off a little bit too much? What if you did 93 minus 30? What would that be?
Wait, you can't do that.
What you talking about?
93 minus 30?
I can't.
No.
I can't.
No.
Well, you said I could do 93 minus 10, so how come I can't do 93 minus 30?
Because this has to be over 30 to do that.
Well, 30 is like the next 10 up, right?
Yeah.
So how much too much am I taking off?
4.
So when I'm doing my 30, I'm just thinking of it as 26 plus 4, right? But if I add on 30, then I would just have to take off the extra.
4.
Does that make sense?
No.
No? Okay, so 93 minus 30. Let me see if I could do it on a number line, if this would make sense. Oops. 93. And I'm going to jump back 30. Okay? What would that get me to?
$63.
Okay. Now, I went a little bit too far, right? How much too far?
4.
So then I need to go back just how many?
4.
4, right? So if I have to go back 4, I took away a little bit too much. So 4 more back this way would be what?
67.
Isn't that the same thing that you got
Mm-hmm.
last time? So when you did 93 minus 26, you said that was 67, right? So that's called an over strategy. And then when we did 93 minus 23, then minus the other 3, that was chunking. Just like how you were doing your chunking with your little numbers, you can chunk with big numbers too. Isn't that cool? You don't always need that piece of paper and a pencil, do you?
Mm-hmm. But I'd rather have it.
Just to make sure. All right, we'll keep practicing, okay? Good work, Noorah.